I'm going to go over a couple of tickers starting with SMCI. We ended the day at $34.66, up a whopping 24.54%. Congratulations if you've made some money off of this puppy. Now, your price targets. To the north side from where we are takes us to 2 standard deviations, which we are very close to, $34.99. Above that at 3 standard deviations and another potential take profit area, $36.44. And above that, should we continue to run, or perhaps down the road, $37.94. To the south side takes us back to the middle of the trend, the baseline, and that is 3203. If we hit this area, this is support, or at least one level of it. Many areas of support and resistance in between 2 and this middle of the trend line. I will anticipate a bounce off of that, or we could just gradually grind sideways. Below that takes us to roughly 2913 for another potential buy-in area, as well as a potential stop loss area. And 2773 down below that, and at -4 SD, roughly 2621. Looking left, you can see we jumped up on good news off of that earnings. The reported is 10.24 billion, the estimate 12.39 billion. Down though, however, that's still amazing. And the reported earnings 0.84 and the estimate 0.617. So we, as you can see, made another leg up. We went back down and then back up to resistance. So I anticipate a sell-off. Watch out for the RSI as we retrace, and then we could bounce higher. This white line is a line that I marked out to indicate the TradingView price target. I'll show you that on the daily time frame. It's hard to extend back. But as you can see, we were going sideways and then that leg up. Now, the 1-year price target while I'm here is $35.33, which represents a 1.97% return from where we are. After that, they're saying it's going to go to 50, but to the south side for a massive retracement at $15. Are we going to get there? Who knows? Let's take this to the daily. Ignore all of my markings. I have tracked this for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I see we could go down here at 1671 and then eventually down to 1069. Let's clean this up. We have a gap that I've marked and identified at $21.80. Well, we already hit that, so I need to clean it up. Let's make this a little bit bigger so I can see better. Oh, that touched actually right there. This is on the daily. I should be cleaning this up on the 5-minute where I marked it out. Oops. There, I need to hit that and then remove the 2180. So that is done. This one tickled it at 20.05 and then ran up, as you can see. This one to the south side still, as well as this one. And while I'm here, I shall mark it out. Change that to red to indicate south side action. And what happened here? That's why you have to go back, clean things up. That looks like it touched already, yeah. Look at that. That wick, I just love the power of the wick. That actually touched right there. So this price level is done at 31.71. And this, what did I get? Oh, no. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so that's the top and that's the bottom of the gap. Gotcha. And this one that I marked out, taking us down to 20.05, is also done. That touched on Friday, March 20th, and I have not cleaned this up because I haven't looked at this in forever. And then we have this one to deal with. Oh, look at this. And I haven't cleaned up these gaps up here when we tanked. That's done. That's why it's good to go back onto the daily and clean up the mess. And what happened to this one? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, that touched on October 22 of 2025. That's a long time ago, and I did not clean that up. The white line is the price target. All right, said 40.50. Here's one for 34.50, which we already sliced through, and then we sliced through this one. The next one is 50 bucks, and I might as well just mark it out. So 50 bucks. I put my price targets in white now. Let's make that an even 50. I think that's what the forecast said. Yeah, which represents another 44% return from where we are. Okay, oops, let me clean that up. Save. All right, that's the next target here. Ooh, and we have a gap that will take us right there. That's going to clean that up. I don't need to be an analyst to figure out where price targets are going to go. I just read the charts. I don't subscribe to anything or anyone, and I just kind of figure it out myself. I have fun doing it that way. You got to learn how to read the charts yourself. Don't rely on anyone because you don't know what their motivation is. All right, that is a look at SMCI. I wanted to go over AMD. Look at that. We hit massive resistance. Watch out for a pullback. Let's go to the 5. That's where I like to give you price targets. So we're at 241.47. Again, this is AMD on the 5-minute time frame. We ended the day at 421.47, up a whopping 18.64%. Your price targets: 443.96. I should just stop there. That'll be for Thursday. Above that, if we continue the rally, but expect a pullback too, 462.38, and then down the road, resistance 482.44. The middle of the trend is now 403.83. To the south side, because there's always a south side, 365.68. Stop loss area, potential buy-in area, 345.29. And to the south side, roughly 325.88. This gap is still in play, taking us down to a retracement of 305.48. This gap here will take us down to roughly 342, and then we have this one at 358.54. Note how we were going sideways. This gap over here already closed to the upside, and this was the price target that we hit at 300. The next price target to the south side, 410, 230, but to the upside, $625. Let's mark that out for giggles. Change that to white. Let's change this out to 600. Let's accept it. So 600 bucks is all the way up here for the next leg up, but there will be some pain. All right, you can expect that. Here's another pullback area. The last time I did this, price was at 278.26. Now we are at 421.47. Congrats if you've made a boatload of money off of this. Then we have this gap as well. That will take us down to 222.47. And what is happening? Oh, we have other gaps down here as well. I bought in at 73, this pink line, 73.88 and 76.45. I have not sold out. I bought it a long time ago. There's some things I just get too lazy to sell, or I just ride it. I clearly bought it when things were tanking, but that's when I love to buy. I like to buy when no one's talking about something. Okay, I bought in at the low end. What was that? 70, let's just say 77.84. Is that right? Let me expand this. No, the lowest I bought was 73.88. 73, what did I say, 38? And today we're at 421.47. I'm up 444%. Very good. So I own AMD Soxl, which I just did, but look at this. I'll just show it to you for giggles. So I did a video when it was 144 on Tuesday, 144.16. We're now at 165.85. And that is a return of roughly, is that, no, let me just be precise. 144.16. And today we're at 165, although we did hit 166. But right now we're at 165.85. So that was a 15% return in one day. Congrats. And I also own TSM. Let's go over this one very quickly. I know I'm boring you to death. I'm boring myself. Okay. 50. Let's turn that to the appropriate color. All right, price targets. This one went up only 6.36%. They can't all be runners. 423.82, 429.78, and 435.41. The middle of the trend, that used to be the middle of the trend when I marked it out a while ago. We are now at 412.30. This is support, potential buy-in, potential stop loss, potential area where we can grind sideways. Hopefully we'll go up. This will take us to, I'll change that to red. 408.62, that wipes us out at 394.72. But below that, below the middle of the trend, let's get rid of that. 478, 394.76. Looking left, I don't know if I talked about it, but there was a gap I was tracking and it touched right there. That took us to resistance at 404.53. We went up and then worked our way down to support. That is done. So we have a gap here. I will mark that out right now because this will haunt us. It's the hantavirus. We went up, which means we will retrace down. When? I don't know. We shall see. But this will take us to right now we're moving farther away from that. And then I have one here at 366.55 and I actually already moved it, so I forgot to erase that. So that's done. No longer a landmine to the south side. Plenty of other landmines. We went up, so expect movement to the downside. Come on, there we go. While I'm here, there are tons of landmines all over the place, okay? Watch out. All right. When did I buy into TSM?